back to my channel. Good morning, vlogsters. Grab your coffee. Cheese. I will tell you about my creamer here in a second, but I need to take a sip because even bad coffee is better than no coffee. And it's not bad coffee. I'll tell you. I ordered this creamer from Sam's Club. It's Splenda sweet cream, sugar-free, supposed to be keto friendly, no high fructose corn syrup, blah, 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 all these things. Well, it ain't that great. It's okay. Kind of reminds me of like back in the day, we used to use Sweet and Low in our coffee, and it has like such a different taste than like Splenda or Equal did. That's what it kind of reminds me of. It kind of reminds me of like, it's all right. But I am, like I said, it's not bad. And I think that we're deciding whether or not we're going to keep the rest of the case, or because it is shelf stable. So it's like, we don't have to eat, we can keep it in the closet. We don't have to drink it every day. But it's not that inexpensive. However, I will tell you this, you need a lot less of it. It is much sweeter, so it probably will last longer. Hold on a second. Sorry about that. It probably will last longer. It probably will last longer, so there's that. But it's not, to me, it's not worth it. But you might like it. Can't speak for everybody. But it's weird to me, in a way, that they don't sell it in the stores. It only sells it in Sam's Club. Then I started to think of maybe it's like, when you sometimes get your car done and they have like a Keurig there, and they have like that fake creamer and stuff. Like maybe that's just meant for that kind of situation. I don't know. But today is kind of out, and I just thought I'd give you guys an update of what's going on, and that I am truly too afraid to go to the doctor. And I know that words of encouragement will come in floods, and then some of you will probably give me a chastising, but I truly am. But I am getting to the point where I think it's absolutely necessary. So here's the thing. I've mentioned this before. I've had bad knees since I'm like 21, really. I was playing ball, this little tiny thing. It was the last time I played in a league. This little tiny thing plowed me at home plate. And then when I was 23, I fell on the ice at work. And I didn't know that you should file workman's compensation or anything, or go to the doctor, because I didn't have insurance at the time. So I pretty much had like bad knees for over half my life. But only in 2011 did it actually ever require me to go to the doctor for it. Like I never sought any help. I never saw it. It never got so bad until 2011 that I needed to go seek medical treatment. And that one trip to the ER was my first trip to the ER, my first surgery, my first hospitalization of any kind. So it was a lot of firsts. It had me laid up for a long time. Excuse me, that's I had breakfast already, which normally I'll tell you that in a little while too. But anyway, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing like that I'm going to be laid up worse for 14 weeks. So this all started just about 3 weeks ago now. 2 weeks ago. Friday. Today's Wednesday, so Friday will be 3 weeks that I actually like hurt my leg. What I thought was just my leg. My knee didn't bother me. Shopping in Springfield. And then it really took like a whole week for it to actually get like bad, like where it started to like affect my knee and my hip, and point in my back last Saturday. Not the Saturday that just passed, but the Saturday before that. It got up to my back. But by Monday, I was feeling better. Started to feel like it was improving. So I was like, okay, so I really just needed to rest it. I think I mentioned this in the last vlog. I just really needed to rest it. I needed to not do anything crazy, and the least stuff that I do, the better it gets and the better it feels. But then when I do stuff again, it just exacerbates it terribly. So Thursday, today's Wednesday, so last Thursday I went to the doctor for blood tests. I think I told you guys that. Not blood tests, a urinalysis, which, by the way, said normal flora, which was weird. I took a home test and it said I had a UTI, and when I took the test in the hospital, they said, nope, sorry. So that's okay. I'm glad. The pain in my back isn't the same. The pain in my back now is like achy, almost like when you lay in bed too long or something. And I'm not laying in bed too long. I am sitting for at least 12 hours of the day. I'm not sitting the whole time, but I sit. I don't lay in the bed more than 12 hours. That's what I was trying to say. If I don't sit up in bed or lay in bed or be in bed. I really try to be out here for more. So yesterday I got up like 8:30. I came out, or 9 o'clock maybe. It might have been 9 o'clock. And I stayed out till like 11:30. So it was like, you know what I mean? And then I sit up in bed. And then I lay down in bed and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to like continuously move my position. Sit at the table, sit at the couch. Well, after Thursday's trip, it's gotten, like every day it's gotten progressively a little bit worse. And was it today's Wednesday? So it was Monday. Monday I went to go get off the toilet and I felt like I pulled a muscle on my rib cage. So I'm like, I started to cry, like not cry in pain, cry with frustration of like, fudge nuts is happening to my body. And Jimmy's like, he's concerned because his dad had diabetes and his dad actually lost his leg, and his concern, his mind goes there. My mind goes to my dad. My dad hurt himself in 2006 and just continued to steadily decline his health. And his body just started falling apart. Now, granted, he was 68 at the time. I'm 50. But isn't that weird? It's a certain amount of time after retirement. That just dawned on me. He retired 8 years before his body started to decline, and I retired 8 years ago yesterday. That's very strange. Very strange. It just hit me. But so I'm getting to the point now where I think it's a must. I have to call the clinic where I go to ask about some insurance information. And so basically I have a doctor. I love her. She's my primary. She's great. She helped me through the depression and everything I went through at the end of last year. But then I had to switch insurances. Like I've mentioned before, Jim and I get our insurance from the marketplace. Our state does not have Medicaid, like a state-supported Medicaid for people of low income or whatever. So we have insurance from the marketplace. Well, we had to switch it because our insurance, if we would have stayed with it, would have been more money that we could afford. Basically, it would have been like half of Jimmy's pay when he was working at Dickies. So we have a new insurance, but my doctor doesn't take the insurance. Now, other doctors in the clinic take the insurance. So I'm kind of like, I have to call the lady at the registration there. I have to ask her a bunch of questions. I don't know if I could just I don't know if I need a referral because this new insurance is like, do I need a referral to see like an orthopedist? Do I just go straight to the orthopedist? Do I find an orthopedist in my network? I don't know what to do. So I'm going to ask her. She'll give me the best advice. And then what do I do about my primary? My doctor said, I was just about to tell you her name. My doctor said it would be okay to just because she doesn't take my insurance, we would work it out if I needed to come and see her. But for most parts, like with the UTI, we did that over like telemed, so that worked okay. That worked out okay. Um, so it's just I don't know. It's a lot to figure out and work out. I know these things are. I know these things are important, but I do fall into a very, very bad habit that I used to have that rears its ugly head often. I spent so much time being a caregiver, a caretaker, depending on which the situation was, that I very rarely advocate for myself and I very rarely fight for my own stuff. If I would have no problem calling the doctor for Jimmy. Why do I have such a problem calling the doctor for myself? Not weird. Does anybody else have that? I just think it's so weird. It's weird. I don't know. And I know all the right questions. It's not like I don't know what to say or what to do. It's just I feel like I don't know. I don't know if I get tongue-tied or am I embarrassed or like it's so many different things that I can't focus on what one of them is. It's tough. But that's where we're at. So it's early this morning. I wanted to tell you that. So I have been, the other thing I want to tell you about was breakfast. Excuse me, I need another sip. I know I mentioned before that I'm doing intermittent fasting. And the doctor has me on 10 hours, 14 hours of fasting. She really would like me to be 16 hours of fasting. So I've been trying to stretch it to 16 hours almost every day, unless there's something going on or something going wrong. Like if we have a day trip and I have to have breakfast before I go or whatever. Sorry, it doesn't hurt when I take a deep breath if I'm paying attention. Because I can tense my muscle and I support whatever's happening there in that pulled muscle area of my rib. But if I forget sometimes and I'll like, it hurts and I'll just catch my breath. Anyway, the intermittent fasting is like, I like to say 10 hours is what I do. 10 hours is the eating period or 8 hours is the eating period. So she wants me, and for most days I do go to like 8 hours. I am able to stretch it. So last night I realized that Jim last couple of days has been really emotional. Has been really in his head about like, it was his dad's 80th birthday. And he just got really into his emotions the last couple of days. And it sounds 100% selfish of me, and I'm about to say this, but he's sort of been kind of neglecting taking care of me. Now, I don't mean he hasn't been taking care of me at all. It's just like he's very easily distracted by like, can you get me water? And then like 2 hours will go by and I'll be like, I need to really take my medicine. Could you please get me some more water? I can get up and go to the bathroom. I can't, because I'm using my walker, I can't take water back with me. I don't have like, it's not a walker that I use permanently, so I don't have one of those little pouch thingies. I don't want a pouch thingy. This is a temporary thing, I promise. But anyhow, so it's just stuff like that. So I'm not saying he's being neglectful, but it's just like little things like that. Well, last night we tried a new restaurant. We did a bunch of purging and cleaning, so the family decided like, let's order out because we were really too tired to cook. And it's funny because I actually said afterwards, it seems to be like Tuesday, we're doing all this major cleaning and furniture moving around the house. That should be like our takeout night. I said, we should just make it takeout night. Or fend for yourself is the other one. But anyway, so we tried this new restaurant here in town and it was so good. It's called Hiro, which is Hiro, bento. It's not called bento restaurant, bento something. I'm gonna forget the word. But basically they have teriyaki and bento bowls. They don't have a huge menu, but oh my gosh, the food was so good. The fried rice was really good. Jimmy got a bento box that we said we would share. So we never tried it before. what I did was I got like a bunch of different, Mom got teriyaki beef, steak teriyaki, which is what we make, Jimmy makes like at home, and she wanted to try that on white rice. And then Jim got, and it comes with vegetables, and then Jim got a bento box with shrimp and beef in it and on fried rice. And the bento box came with 3 dumplings, 2 spring rolls, and a small little like side salad, like a little salad. And then like this big portion of like rice with beef and shrimp. And then I spent like $1.95 to add chicken, so we'd have more protein. So I said to him, he's like, and then I got a child's portion of sweet and sour chicken. I was like, let's just try a little bit of everything. That would basically cover everything except for noodle bowls and seaweed salad, like the things that we would eat. We basically were able to try everything. So there wasn't as much chicken in there as I anticipated because there was a lot of other stuff. So I took some of that, just a little bit of the portion. They were going to eat I wasn't going to have any of the chicken because that wasn't for me anyway. And then I had some of the salad, about half of the salad, and the 2 spring rolls. And I realized that I asked him to make me, I have a chopped salad kit. So I said, I'll just have a chopped salad too. And I'll just have like with Asian dressing, and that'll go with the dinner. He's like, okay. Well, and I was like, would you get that for me? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, just a second. And then, no joke, I said to him, I had to stop, and again, I'm not complaining, I'm just telling you guys a story. I stopped and I said, listen, I love you and I appreciate everything that you're doing for me, but the last 2 days you've really been forgetting me. And you tell me 2 seconds and it's hours later. And the other day I ended up being in pain because I was waiting for him to get me my medication and cream. The water to take the medication and the cream that goes on my leg. And I think I mentioned that. I was like, I just wish, please. And it got to the point where it was so late that I was like, just give me my like dessert. So Rebel ice cream, which is the keto ice cream, came out with these keto ice cream sandwiches. They're 7 grams of carbs each, and they're really good. They're like chip witches. I probably shouldn't tell Sharon this. Woman, you need these in your life. I'm just saying. They're expensive, though, I will tell you the truth. So I eat them sparingly. But anyway, I said at this point, it's like getting late. And I was like, can I just have my keto sandwich and fill my water up for me, please? And he's like, yeah. And he did it. And then he sat down. And then he's like, one of the things that I feel like has been a life lesson or a marriage lesson or a relationship lesson, I guess, almost, is that when I'm up, and this happened since the beginning of our marriage, this isn't just a new thing. So when I'm up, if I'm up, I've got to go to the ladies' room or whatever. Before I sit down, I say to him, do you need anything from the kitchen? Do you need anything from the bedroom? Do you need anything while I'm up? That's really what I say is, do you need anything while I'm up? And he usually doesn't think before he just answers. So I make sure that he focuses on the question. He has never does that. Never. Which then in turn leads me to constantly have to ask him for stuff. Now I don't always, in the past I didn't always ask him for stuff, but if he's up, what's the point of me getting up to do, he's making himself a sandwich. Do you think he says, Jerry, do you want a sandwich? Love him. I love him. Just that's not the way he thinks. So I said, I just feel bad because when you don't think about me to offer assistance, then I'm constantly having to ask you. And I don't mean that. Anytime that I need his help, I have to ask. He never just offers my help. His help. He did last week, and that's probably why I notice it more now. Last week he was, a couple of times he was, do you need my help going to the ladies' room? And last week I was feeling better, and I didn't need any help from him. So this week I'm feeling lousy, and this morning I was Went to the bathroom twice, and both times I tried to call him from the bathroom to help me off the toilet. So weird, people. I'm afraid to get off the toilet. I hurt myself. What is it? It had to be before Monday, though. I hurt myself getting off the toilet. Now I'm afraid to get off the toilet. It's the most bizarre thing. So bizarre. But anyway, so last night I went... All of the story is to tell you that last night I went to bed really hungry. Actually, last night I went to bed. I didn't realize I was hungry. I drank my water, took my meds. When I take my meds, I lay on my left side. That's supposed to be better for digestion or whatever. And he came to bed around 1. And I rolled over onto my right side. And I was like, oh, I feel really nauseated. Like, I feel like I have a pit in my stomach. Like, what the heck? And listen, this girl has not felt hunger in a very long time. I was like, oh, I don't know what this is. I feel like I want to like just, ugh. And I don't know. And I woke up this morning and like literally feel the empty stomach. Like feel the emptiness. And it's so bizarre that I didn't even realize. So I asked him this morning, I'm like, I know it's early. I usually don't start eating till 12 or 2. 12, 1 or 2. It depending on when I want. How many hours of... But I always end... I never eat after 10 o'clock at night. And that's late for a lot of people, but you have to realize we're up till 1 and 2. So I never eat after 10 o'clock at night. But sometimes I start at 12 or 1 or 2, depending on the day. This morning it was like 10:30. And I said, I know, I'm sorry. I got to ask you if you can make me some breakfast. I've got this pit in my stomach. It's making me nauseated. I was like, I know I have to break my fast early. That's just the way it is. I just can't do anything but think about like, I just got to get this feeling away. And I did. I had some keto waffles. Not the ones I made. I mean, I made them, but they were Birch Bender's pancake mix has a waffle recipe that I added pecans and chocolate chips to. Lily's sugar-free chocolate chips. So they were good and gone, and breakfast sausage. So I do feel better. The pit's gone, thank God, because it was so annoying. But I didn't feel good. And the other day, I think I vlogged the other day, and I didn't feel good. Actually, the other day I didn't sleep. And I realized when I woke up, I was like, do your hair. One of you kind women in the comments was like, you should get dressed. Sometimes staying in the nightgown or your house dress or whatever makes you feel more depressed. And I got dressed that next day because I was like, oh, maybe that's a good idea. I got dressed that next day. I have to tell you, it's not for everybody, but I got more depressed because I was now dressed and didn't have anywhere to go. Even before pandemic life and before my brother died, I spent, anytime I'm home, I'm in house clothes. So unless I've just come back from the store, that's different. So that was sweet, but no, I was like, no. Oh, but my equivalent is to do my hair. Now I don't wear makeup unless it's like a really special occasion and I want to wear makeup. I used to. I just don't. So for me, it's like, do your hair. I mean, I didn't do anything fantastic to it. Put the, what is it? Okay, who makes this? Frizzy's Straight Fixation Smoothing Cream. Or crema. Smooths away frizz and keeps hair silky straight for up to 24 hours. So I put that in, brushed it through, did my whole little like thing. I do need to get it cut again. I do like it more shaved than this. I was saying to Jim, but as the weather starts to get a little warm, maybe we'll cut each other's hair again. But I was editing a video yesterday. I'm like, oh, it's a really cute haircut. Oh, but anyhow, am I all over the place? Do you love it when I'm all over the place? Don't worry, this is how I talk to my best friends on the phone. We can't ever wrangle a conversation down one road. Our conversation looks like roots of a tree, every different direction. But I continue to do my exercises. I continue to do my therapy. I continue to move because that's important. I continue to eat healthy, to take care of my body the best that I can. I am doing what I need to do, except calling the doctor. You guys would be like my motivation. If I have to come back tomorrow and give you a report about it, that will be my motivation. I hope you guys are liking the downsizing series. We still have the hair stuff to go through and the bedroom closet before we finish the bedroom. And then we're going to start demolition. No, I think I'm going to start, the next thing after that, I think we're going to paint the new nightstand that we got. So you probably see that next. I don't know about the jewelry box. We talked about, I don't know about the jewelry box, but I finally invested in some Rust-Oleum chalk to paint. I got a 30-ounce can for $16.97. I figured that's actually pretty good because like wave release chalk paint is like sometimes that much, and it's only 16 or 24 ounces or something. So I thought this was better for furniture anyway. So I have that to do. I will share with you how I do that. It's funny because it's such a popular trend now I think I've talked about this before, so forgive me if I'm repeating myself, but it's such a popular trend now to like garbage pick and redo furniture. It's like that's all we knew growing up because we never had anything new. So it was like if we wanted to make it new to us or make it look better because it was, give it a refreshed finish, then we would have to paint it or, restain it or whatever it is. Refinish it. That was the word I was thinking about. Mom wants me to reslip cover her chair in her room. So she picked out a fabric. I'm going to be redoing that. I'll show you how I just add like the little touches to it and how I do that. Just little projects that, I'm definitely excited to share with you. I will tell you though, now that Menards is opened, I have been unable to find. Don't order me any, don't send me any. I know I can find them online. But in a local grocery store, I've been unable to, not grocery store, hardware store. I've been unable to find 1/2 inch Chisel Tip Staples for my staple gun, T50. It's very strange. If you guys have no idea what I'm talking about, I apologize. But basically, staple gun staples are usually like square. They almost look like a flat piece of metal that goes up and then down and then down. Chisel point is, instead of being flat here, it's got like an angle cut. Basically, if you took the row of staples and you did this, you could probably cut yourself. But what those are good for is because sometimes when you're stapling, when you're reupholstering furniture, whether there's knots in the wood or whether the grain's going the other way or whatever, the chisel tip goes cleaner into the wood than the flat blunt. A lot of times the flat blunt can get stuck and stopped and bent up, and it's just, or the square tip. I think they call it a square. It could be chisel tip and flat chip. I don't remember the exact one. Standard, probably standard. But anyway, I did find them online, but I was trying to look in the local grocery. I keep calling them grocery stores, the local hardware stores, and they opened a Menards here. So I meant to look there when I was at Menards last year. God, it's been a whole year. I haven't been Menards since the pandemic started. Wow. That is crazy. Yeah, Christmas 2019. Okay. You know, people get up in arms about us going to the Dollar Tree or to Walmart during the pandemic, and yeah, I am, but I could be going to 1,000 other places too. I feel like anything lately has been like a lot more people are all or nothing. That's one of the things Jim and I are constantly discussing. Is Jim lives in a black and white world where there's like multiple shades of gray. You know, he'll be like all or nothing kind of thing. And I'm like, most of us don't live in an all or nothing thing. I think if you guys remember from 2019, when he wanted to start his Nordic diet, he was so sure that I was going to be against it. Because in his mind, I was either all on board or I was totally off board. Instead of saying, can we take this and adjust it to my diabetes? That's all I said. You know, you're having potatoes. Okay, so I won't have the potatoes, but I'll have the rest of the meal. Whatever it was. So he's really focuses on black and white. He gets really set that way. And a lot of people in the world are too. It's either like you stay home all the time or you go out absolutely when only necessary. Purging my things. It's like people don't focus on all that you've given away. They just want to focus on what you still have left to do, including my husband. So we had discussed all of our plans for what we were going to do, what rooms we were going to do, and not necessarily what order, but definitely some semblance of order. Like, we definitely have to do the A and B before we do C type of thing. But we can do B and A before we do C. Either way, it's just that those two have to be done type of situation. So we discussed some things that we're going to purge, and I was in the middle of getting ready to set up for the purge on Tuesday, or yesterday that was, on yesterday. And he came in and he sat down and he started talking about, I know what we're doing, and I know we talked about doing getting rid of things, but I think we have to really get rid of things. And I was like, okay, first of all, what? And second of all, what? So he explained himself. He just wanted to refocus our attention to getting rid of things. And it's really funny because he gets motivated at times and I feel like he looks for a reason to get out of the work, but, and I'm not pointing fingers. I always tell him, you're the lead. However you're feeling, that's what we'll do. There's always something in that I can do, that I can help you with. Whatever you feel like up to doing, let's do. So sometimes he looks for like, I don't feel like this. I don't want to do this today. Okay, listen, that's fine. You choose not to do it. That's okay. Just can't keep getting mad at yourself for like not getting anything done. You have to make the decision to do it and then do it. That's it. So we sat down to finally do it, and he sits on the bed and he starts talking about the purging. Like, we have to purge more. And I'm like, that's literally what we're sitting down to do here. And he's like, no, I don't know. I was just thinking it needs to be more. We have to rethink our decor. And I was like, okay, but that's what we're doing here. Like, he's like, you're not getting what I'm saying. I said, I guess I'm not. But I don't think you're getting what I'm saying either. Like, I'm really confused why we're having this conversation now when we've all set up everything. Like, I even had the camera on record. We've all set everything up to start doing this work. Like, why now? And he didn't have an answer. He just got up and he's like, you're right. And then we started working. But, because for him, it's all or nothing. For him, it's like, get rid of everything. And, like, it's everything's too much. So if I get rid of 75% of my stuff and I only have 25% of my stuff left, is that going to be too much? And then I'll have to get rid of 10% of that. Like, I don't know when enough will ever be enough. That's the thing. You have to like draw a line where you're like, look, this is enough. But, you know, it is what it is. We all have our differences of opinions. We all have our different ideas, styles, fashions, and such. So, yeah. So there's that. I'm so grateful for you guys. I know that I seem to be ending my vlogs a lot like this lately, but with everything that's going on in the world and everything that's going on in my life, I have to tell you, I'm so truly grateful. I finally got to go on to more comments today, and I'm so far behind that I only got up to a couple of days ago. So, a few days ago, actually, I think Saturday. Today's Wednesday, and I'm only up to Saturday. But I really just want to thank you so much for all of your support. It means the world to me. You guys just joining me for coffee in the morning, just to have somebody to talk to share my feelings out with. It means so much, and I really do appreciate each and every one of you. Listen, if nobody's told you, you are valued. I love you. And as always, take care. God bless. We'll see you next time. Bye.